Should you consign your stuff that is too good to throw away? That's a great question. I'm AngelaBrown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, over the last few weeks in our Hoarding World Facebook group, we've been going through a lot of decluttering exercises to clear up our homes and our bedrooms and our closets and our storage units and our offices and all the places in our life that have just accumulated too much stuff. Well, the question came up the other day, what happens if I have stuff that's really good, that I'm emotionally attached to, and I want to get rid of it because I no longer need, want, or use it, but I don't want to just throw it away because I spend a lot of money for it and I want it to go to a good home. So the question came up, and then the answers started coming in, what about a consignment store? Did you know that in America alone, there are over 25,000, this is as of August 17th of 2020, resell stores. And a resale store is a consignment store that's in a local neighborhood that takes your goods and they turn around and sell it for a profit. Or there are nonprofit resale stores as well, and they will take your goods and they give you a charitable receipt that you then can tax deduct on your tax deductions if you are a business. They turn around and they then sell those in the marketplace, and the remaining money that they earn from selling your stuff, they put kids through college and they pay for homeless shelters and a variety of other programs that put people to work back to jobs that haven't had jobs for a while. So it's a really great program to keep going on in the community. Did you know that of the 25,000 stores in America, if there was an even amount in all 50 states, there would be 500 resale stores in every state. So the chances are that there's one in your area, very, very good. So we want you to jump on the internet. We want you to get very familiar with the resale stores in your area. The resale industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, okay? So there is a possibility you could make some money if you go to a consignment store. The consignment store works like this. There is a mom and pop business typically where they will come to your location and they will pick up your furniture and your goods and that kind of stuff, and they will turn around and they sell it inside their store. And if it sells, then you make 40 to 60% of the revenue that was generated from the products that you brought in. Now, if it goes like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 8 weeks, it depends on every store is a little bit different, but there comes a day. It's like a reconciliation day, like, nobody wants your product. Then they give you a chance. Do you want it back or do you want us to take it to the Goodwill? And so because they give you a choice, now that you've gotten it out of your home, oftentimes it's easier just to say, no, you do with it whatever you want, right? Or sometimes they'll reduce the price that they're charging to see if they can just blow it out at a lower fee, right? So to get something is better than nothing, right? But the cool thing about the consignment stores is they take a lot of items. And the items that they take are clothing, for example. If you have one of a kind, or you have vintage wear, or you have something that's unique, something that a movie could use it as one of the movie props. Maybe you've been hanging onto your great-grandfather's top hat and you have nowhere to store it and you don't want to hang on to it, but it's been boxed for 100 years on a shelf somewhere. That would be a great item for you to send to a consignment store. There are a lot of theaters, there are a lot of actors, there are a lot of people that use these in their YouTube shows for props and stuff like that. So people use a lot of the items that they find. If they're weird, eclectic, odds and ends, or something that's one of a kind. Home decorators go into consignment stores and they like to find end tables and decorative items that will help dress up a house. And so it's an opportunity if you're downsizing and you're getting rid of, let's say that you have an inherited house from one of your parents who's passed on from this world. Now you've got this estate of all their stuff. It's a great way to get rid of some of that stuff and to move it on. Because a lot of us in our modern day homes, we do not have room for antique china hutches and grandfather clocks and some of this stuff, where a consignment store will take that off your hands and they will try to sell it for you. Okay, the cool part is if you're not good at sales and marketing and you're really not good at writing your own ads and taking pictures and all that stuff, they do all that for you, okay? So you make 40 to 60% of the revenues that they sell. The question is, do you have stuff they want? As you declutter your closets, are there any clothes that you're no longer wearing now to the office since you're probably working from home? And if that's the question, then do you have stuff that you can, in fact, send to a consignment store? And so if that's the case, you'll want to take a look at the brand. This is a Jose Banks brand, so this is probably a $50 or $60 shirt. We see that there are no rings around the collar. You're going to have to do a quick inventory, look underneath the arms if there are no stains. You want to look on the back of the shirt to make sure that there are no stains on the elbows. You will look at the cuffs to make sure that there are no stains or anything on the sleeves themselves. And then also you'll want to double check and make sure that all of the buttons are in place, which all of these are. So all of these shirts have been well maintained and they all are in new condition and they're expensive men's dress shirts. This is the exact kind of an item that a consignment store may take, but you also have to consider how many do they have. If they have 5,500 shirts that have come in over the last year, where men have decided to work from home now instead of going into the office, there may be an overabundance of these types of clothing and they may not take them at all. And the next question comes not in the form of do you have space in your closet, because obviously there's space in this closet, but are you using the items that are here? These are scarves, and we can see that these are expensive scarves and beautifully cared for. There are no stains, no rips, no tears, nothing that would prevent a consignment store from taking these. Is this an item that would be on demand? Because right now it's probably been about 10 years since people were wearing scarves every day out and about. And so if you work at an office, maybe yes. Maybe if you're of a certain age, you still wear scarves. It might be another 10 years before they come back in style. Another lucky find for a consignment store might be lamps or ornamental items that really serve no purpose other than just their cool decorations. A glass tabletop or an end table like this might be a perfect piece that you'd send to a consignment store, just because there are home decorators that frequent consignment stores looking for treasures that you may have outgrown or are no longer using. So this might be a fun item that if you were going to move to a smaller home, for example, that you would consider consigning, just for the sheer fact that there may be somebody looking for a piece like this, and you may not have room or space in your new house, or maybe you're just looking for an update in the home you live in. Other items to consider are one of a kind items that serve dual purposes. This is a coat rack that also dubs as an umbrella holder. So if you're downsizing and you're looking for a way to maybe get a little bit of extra cash, or maybe you're just looking to clear up the space and update it with something new, this would be a great item to send to a consignment store. And because we talked about home decorating, there are a lot of odds and ends that you purchased that you probably decorated your home with, that if you're looking for an upgrade or a change, it may be something that a consignment store would consider just because it is unique and it's one of a kind, and they could sell it then to, like I say, a home decorator who may be in looking for treasures. Alrighty, I hope that helps a little bit, give you a little bit of insight onto how consignment stores work and are they right for you? It's a great question maybe you want to ask yourself as you go through the decluttering process of some of your stuff. If you found this helpful, give us a thumbs up. If you have questions or comments, those go in the notes below. Or you can come over to our Hoarding World Facebook group. I will leave links in the show notes. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.